Welcome to the Andover Ice Center for CTN's live coverage of girls high school hockey. Tonight, the Andover Huskies host the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro high above the action, and Howie, this one should be good. Both these teams coming in, playing very, very well right now. With just a couple of weeks left in the season, they want to end on a strong note.
Yeah, Andover winning 5 of the last 6 games, really playing a good brand of hockey. The Cardinals, and they're a very similar team, Andover and Coon Rapids, and they're coming in playing well as well, coming off a tie over Blaine, and both teams looking to continue to win. This isn't a section contest, so it's not as important if it were a section opponent, but a conference game important nonetheless.
Yeah, a conference rival to be certain. The Cardinals winning the earlier meeting 4-2 over the Huskies. The Huskies looking for a little revenge now that they have them on their home ice. But the Cardinals looking to complete that season sweep and get back on the winning track after losing to Anoka in overtime last week and then the tie against Blaine. They want to get that winning feeling again, and they hope to get it here tonight. Bailey Ryan is going to be one of the keys to their game. She's very fast and has been a big part of their team. They're hoping that they can get her on the score sheet a little more as they get into the end of the season.
5 goals, 13 assists, and she's really a big part of what they want to do offensively. You know, she's very, very good close to the goal, and they're going to look, as you mentioned, to see if she can get some pucks in the net, get a little spark from her as well, and continue on in this season.
Yeah, she was noticeably absent for both the Anoka and Blaine games that both went to overtime. She was out of town for a family wedding, so nice to have her back in the lineup. On the other side, Andover, again, looking for some revenge. They're a bigger team. They're not going to be quite as fast as the Cardinals, but they're going to grind a little bit better. They're a little bit, they like to play along the boards, like to be physical, and their leaders are on the blue line, starting with number 3, Mackenzie Cedarberg.
As Coach Voss said, she's really what sparks this team. She's got the ability to take over a game. She can play well. This is a young team in Andover. You're talking about 2 of their top 5 scorers are freshmen, Joe, and their goaltender's an 8th grader. So she is one of the players on the ice that gives an opportunity to other players as well. She's very good offensively on her own right.
Yeah, just one senior on the roster for the Andover Huskies. They've got 5 out of the last 6 as W's. They're trying to add one more. We'll drop the puck. Cardinals and the Huskies coming up next on CTN.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick, Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
When you watch CTN News, you'll notice we're different. It's about the people, the places, the stories that affect your life.
We're local. We focus on the local communities, the local issues, and the local stories.
They're the stories that impact you, the stories you won't find anywhere else.
It's the people, the places, and the events that make CTN so interesting.
It's about connecting you to your community, one story at a time.
Back at Andover Ice Arena, just about ready to get this Northwest Suburban rivalry underway. Huskies trying to keep their hot streak going. The Cardinals trying to get back into the winning column.
Well, you talked about the Huskies in that open. They're certainly a very aggressive team, and that's what they're going to try and do, is they're going to try and be aggressive with the Cardinals. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, Joe.
For the Cardinals, Emily Fish is starting, with Bailey Ryan and Whitney Gregg on the wings, Hanula and Del Castillo on the blue line, Brittany Buell in the net. For the Huskies, the defenders are Cedarberg and Nowaki. Up front is Sydney Portner, with Michelle Holmes and Mackenzie Peterson. Cassidy Stumo, as you mentioned, just an 8th grader, will get the start in goal. Cardinals win the opening faceoff, move it back to their own blue line. Now up the boards for Whitney Gregg. She plays it into the zone, picked up there by Portner. She'll leave it on the boards for Wicks. Cedarburg retreats behind her own net, looking up ice. Little float pass, skipped away from Holmes, played back into the zone by Coon Rapids. Circling into the corner is Portner. Lost an edge, but the Huskies keep the puck. Winging around the Dashers, bounces over the stick of Hanula, back out to center ice into the Coon Rapids blue line. Brandy Del Castillo on the near side. Will get to the red line, dump it in. That one's deflected in, and fortunately for the Huskies, Stumo was paying attention. Chopped down the boards into the Coon Rapids end. Lawrence tracks it down just in front of the icing line. And now we'll play it back behind Hanula. Tracking it down, a little bit of pressure behind her from Czech. Cardinals play it out to center. The attempt to dump it deep went off the leg of Allie Stahlberger all the way back down to the Husky end. Halverson behind her own net, trying to hold off Brina Del Castillo. Morgan Czech, the leading scorer for the Huskies, down the right wing. Lost the handle, played back out to center by Alyssa Hansen. Waits for her teammates to clear, now dumps it into the far side. Andover getting a line change. Hanula wings it around the boards. Brina steps in and keeps the puck moving, makes sure it gets out to center ice. Cedarburg back in her own end, plays it off the near board. Lawrence steps up and knocks it in deep out of the reach of Bruce. And that will be icing as it's played the distance by Andover. Our first whistle of the contest, just a little less than 2 minutes in.
You know, talking to Coach Voss of Andover, we talked about that first matchup with the Cardinals, and she felt that her squad really wasn't, her head wasn't, Volk wasn't in the game in that first card. And the biggest key for them is just make smart plays with the puck, really do a nice job and really play smart hockey.
Cedarburg had it poked away by Gregg. Those two continue to battle along the end board. Cedarburg comes away with it. Her pass deflects away from Mackenzie Peterson, tied up still along the boards. Ryan gets to it along the end board, trying to play it out front. Jamming at it is Gregg. Stumo able to keep it in front of her, comes out to the blue line. Hanula will step in and race down into the corner, trying to center on the backhand. Gregg had a piece of it. Fish will play it out to Ryan at the point. That shot was stopped up by a defender out front. And the Huskies able to get it out to center. Holmes gets across center ice and dumps it down deep. Good pressure early by Coon Rapids. The boards swallow the stick of Emily Fish as she crosses in front of the doors for the Zamboni. A little backhanded shot by Nicole Seedy went wide. Blomquist tied up in the corner. Shot comes towards Buell. And now the Cardinals able to chop it back out to center. Nowaki turning it around. Hanula right back across for Stahlberger. Taken off her stick by Butoric. And a bouncing puck back to the Andover end. Brina Del Castillo fires it in deep. Tracked down by Tomberlin behind her own net. Plays it around to the near side for Czech. Can't get it out past Hansen. Played back in deep. They'll play it back up the near boards. Turpin finally able to get control of it and play it to the far side. Played in and then right back out, and that's offside. As Claire Butoric got tied up with Brandy Del Castillo well into the zone as they both went down. And the Huskies did not recognize.
Well, talking with head coach Christopherson, they look for matchups and they think they can use their speed here against the Huskies because they feel that that's a big part of their game.
Here's an opportunity for Brina trying to outrace the defense to the puck. Tied up, though, by Cedarburg and unable to get to it. Grace Halverson plays it behind the net. Brandy Del Castillo steps up and stops the breakup along the board. Shot is stopped up by the shin pads of Cedarburg. Allie Stahlberger tracking down and playing it in behind for Lily Hackett. Hackett tied up with Cedarburg along the end boards. Brina Del Castillo tripped up as she went to enter the fray. This is played back out. Brandy tried to backhand it ahead. Bruce broke it up at least momentarily. Seedy able to get it into the zone. Brandy fans on the pass. Seedy has it. Backhand chance. Buell there, the rebound. And Czech just couldn't get a handle on it. Cedarburg winds and fires. Buell the save. And a big defensive play by Alyssa Hansen, just lifting the stick of Morgan Czech, who was in exactly the right place for that rebound, but fanned because Alyssa Hansen took her stick away.
Yeah, if Hansen hadn't taken her stick away, that would have been a goal.
Yeah, it was a big rebound. A big rebound left by Brittany Buell, and one of Andover's top players right there looking at a wide open net. Poked in deep now by Lawrence, tracked down behind the net by Jessica Saylor. Played behind for Milwaukee. Cross ice pass, gets it to Michelle Holmes. She races down the left wing. 1-on-3, stops up, takes the shot. Buell makes the save, leaves it there for Lawrence. Lawrence's pass for Ryan on the near board. Ryan able to chop it out to center. Attempt to force it back in by Milwaukee. Now she'll play it to the far corner. Hanula takes a look over her shoulder as she recovers. Passes for Fish. Fish will race up ice 2-on-2 as she hits the blue line. She's got Bailey Ryan out front. Knocked off her stick by Cedarburg. Plays it behind for Ryan. Hops over her stick. Played ahead, and now Peterson through center and dumps it cross ice. Blomqvist ahead, gets away from Ryan. Cedarburg plays it back to her own blue line for Tomberlin. Back ahead, Halverson sidesteps, shoots well wide of the mark. Far side, Gregg locks up as she gets to the boards with Botarek. Lawrence will wing it around to the near side. Ryan waiting for it. Now we'll chop it out, gets it all the way down. Icing waved off as it's not going to make it the distance. Coon Rapids getting a line change as Tomberlin heads back up ice for Andover. Chased by Stahlberger, had it poked away, recovered by Cedarburg at her own blue line. Now cross ice in the skates of Tessa Williams. And the Huskies will try to reverse course again. Broken up again by Stahlberger. Del Castillo in there. Hackett comes away with it for the Cardinals. Little flip shot, not a lot on it. Long rebound came out. Stahlberger's shot deflected, went wide. Hackett will gain control behind the net. Has someone wide open in the net, or in the slot. It's Brina. Couldn't get a shot off, then does, and slides it just wide. But Stumo bumped the pipe. The net comes off its moorings. Cardinals had 2 red jerseys out front unmarked, but could not cash in.
One of the things Coach Christopherson talked about is we need to generate a little offense. Just one shot on goal so far in this first period. Neither team really generating much offensively, but she felt that, you know, we've been doing a good job of getting shots on goal. We have to increase that as this season continues.
Off the draw, Hackett pokes it along behind. Brina in the corner, circles away. Plays it back in behind. Stahlberger challenging, played up the boards and past Hansen as Holmes gets it to center. Stopped up by Brandy Del Castillo. Was in the skates of Halverson momentarily, and now picked up by Milwaukee, who gets to center and dumps it deep. Brandy behind her own net, near side for Alyssa Hansen. Stopped up by Holmes. Brina Del Castillo poking at it. That shot from a long ways out was headed wide, but not sure that Buell had much of a chance to see it as it was through a lot of traffic.
Well, and it took an interesting hop too, because you know, she had to make sure she pushed it from away from the side of the net.
They're just Cardinals continuing to feed Milwaukee at that right point, but Milwaukee with 3 opportunities, none hitting the net. That shot from the far point goes into the near corner. Michelle Holmes trying to keep it away from Alyssa Hansen as she goes behind the net. Hansen able to finally free the puck up. Hackett has it. Tied up along the far boards with a couple of Andover players. Allie Stahlberger in there as well. Chopped loose by Hansen. Stahlberger will send it down ice. That'll be icing. We'll have a face-off at the Coon Rapids end. 8.5 left in this first period. Exactly midway through, no score.
You know, granted, not a lot of shots on goal for either team, but Andover doing a little bit better job of controlling it down in the Cardinal end. You know, and they've had some chances. We talked about just a minute ago a missed opportunity. thanks to a nice defensive play by Alyssa Hansen.
Shot from the post, rung off the crossbar. As Cedarburg got a good shot, I'm not sure if it was deflected. There's a shot from the near point by Saylor that sails wide. Gregg trying to gain control along the far boards, broken up by Williams. Williams trying to cut toward the front, chop back to the boards, and here's Whitney Gregg headed up ice. Cross ice for Bailey Ryan. Ryan into the zone, her shot off the shin pads of Saylor and into the corner, picked up there by Cedarburg. Cedarburg able to avoid a couple of players, and the puck played out to center ice. Hanula tracks it down at her own blue line. Cross ice off the skate of Brina Del Castillo back into the Coon Rapids end. Lawrence tying up, trying to gain control, but it's taken away by Seedy behind the net. That pass had a little too much on it for Batarik, and here's the Cardinals the other way. Oh, you got to take that shot.
Yeah, she tried to leave it.
It was not a terrible idea, but she was in alone. You've got to take that shot and hope that Brina can jam home a rebound if there is one. And she tried to go between her legs and leave it for Brina, and it was a bit behind her. This one's going to be icing, going to face off back in the Andover end.
Well, and again, Cardinals using that speed that they have, and you talked about it, an opportunity, and she kind of left that pass back. She had the angle. Yeah, she had the angle too. To at least get a good opportunity to look at a shot on goal. And as you mentioned, the possibility of a rebound by Del Castillo.
And you get in like that on a 2-on-1 that deep, you have to generate at least a shot on goal from that odd man opportunity. Chopped in behind, Stahlberger can't control. Huskies take it away. Brina tripped up a little bit as she slides into the boards. The scrum continues, puck comes loose. And first one there is Michelle Holmes. She skates to center, chopped away from her by Hansen. This one thrown into the far corner. And here's Hackett with it. Hackett trying to split the defense. Doesn't happen, and Stahlberger following the play up, lost an edge and ended up sliding into the net.
Yeah, not much.
And taking it off its posts.
Not much she could do about that as she just slid into the net. 4 shots in comparison to 3. Coon Rapids with 3 and Andover with 4 as you see Stahlberger going into the net. Faceoff comes outside the blue line.
Dumped in deep by Brandy Del Castillo. Cedarburg plays it around to the far side. Turning away from pressure is Batarik. Able to get it out to center. Check. Gets into the zone looking for help. Bothered a little by Ryan. Still has it. Got it to Batarik, who lost it behind the net. Far side, Cedarburg races in. Has a touch on it. Now a little backhand to the far side and a one-time chance for check, but Buell able to make the save. And this is the style that Andover likes. Tie it up along the boards and use that to create opportunities. Use your size and physicality. Trying to force it to the net, broken up by Emily Fish. And unable to hold it in at the line is Grace Halverson. She'll dump it back in as Andover gets a line change. Halverson back to Cedarstrom at the red line. She'll fire one, and that's saved by Buell up over the glass and out of play. A face-off for the Coon Rapids end. 5:21 left in the first.
Yeah, good opportunity there. Just a long shot for the Huskies, and forcing Brittany Buell to make the save. And that's going to force the face-off to her left.
Forced to center, and Lily Hackett an opportunity trying to get around the defense. It does! A big save by Stumo, played back out front. But the Cardinals unable to get a trailer there in time to cash in. Hackett again continuing to create opportunities with her speed. Working on her backhand, trying to get it out front. Played back to the far side. Bruce will chop it out to center. Hackett all the way back at her own blue line. She's everywhere right now. This one tipped into the zone by Stahlberger. A race for it. Brina taken in to the end boards by Saylor, but comes away with the puck. Stahlberger in to help out. Circling away, trying to center. That's broken up by Turpin. Brina can't get it out and past Nowaki. Nowaki will ring it around the boards. Lawrence steps in and puts it right back into that corner. Milwaukee and Brina Del Castillo tied up. Brina comes away with it, trying to get it to Stahlberger. Stahlberger, turnaround shot, didn't have a lot on it, hit a skate, and didn't get through, and Andover able to send it back to the Coon Rapids end.
Yeah, try and get a little pressure out of their end, and they're going to make a line change
Long
as well.
pass to Brina at center ice. She'll play it in right on Stumo. Kicks it up. Fish. A rebound chance. Not a ton on that. Stumo makes the save and covers it up. And a rare faceoff, really, in the Andover end.
Yeah, Stumo's playing really well, and there's the breakaway, and it's just a great stop by her right on the glove.
Got her to go down, tried to beat her top
Yep. She did a
up
nice
over
job,
the
though.
glove, but Stumo able to get enough of it to keep it out of the net. Here's Michelle Holmes on a one-on-one. Hansen forces her wide, can't get to the puck, but doesn't allow Holmes to get around the corner and generate any kind of scoring opportunity. Puck played in behind the net. Peterson tied up there with Brandy Del Castillo. Puck comes loose along the far boards. Gregg for Alyssa Hansen. Able to fight off the hook by Cedarberg and get out to center, and then plays it all the way down, but that'll be icing.
Well, Alyssa Hansen is...
They are going to call Cedarberg for the hook. I definitely thought that was a hook, but I didn't see the arm go up. But yeah, that will be your first penalty of the game.
With 3:27 remaining in the opening period, the Cardinals had an opportunity to test their power play unit.
And their best player on the bench for Andover, Cedarberg, in the sin bin for a hook.
And I believe 2 of their 4 goals in the win early in the season came on the power play.
Well, and Coach Christofferson before the game was saying they will take penalties. We need our power play to pay off. And it has been working well for him this year. This is a shot, a rebound chance from Stahlberg. Can't get a stick on it. Kept in, not kept in at the blue line. Cardinals have to tag up, and a fan on the clear attempt by Tomberlin. Hackett tried to carry back in. Here's Hackett controlling in the corner behind the net. Cardinal power play at about a 25% clip. Hansen shot from the post, misses wide. Comes back near side for Hanula. Hanula leaves it for Hackett. Hackett walking in, top of the circle, shot through traffic, deflected off of the shin pad of Haley Tomberlin into the far corner. Hansen down low, gets it back from Del Castillo. Here's Hanula at the top. Hansen for Hanula. Down for Hackett. Hanula. Hackett walking in, shoots, that deflected. Hansen, shot to goal! Hansen following it up on the back door, gets the deflection and puts the Cardinals on the board first.
Good pressure by the Cardinals, and really that power play pays off for them. You see the shot here, and then Hansen is there on the wing alone, gets that rebound, puts the goal in, and Cardinals take that 1-0 lead. And not only has Alyssa Hansen played well on that defensive end, but she gets the first goal here.
2:22 remaining in this first period. And the Cardinals get their first opportunity on the power play, and they make sure that it pays off.
Goal number 7 for Alyssa Hansen on the season.
Bailey Ryan playing it out front. Stumo trying to cover it up as Gregg was battling for it, and Stumo able to get the whistle.
Cardinals doing a little better job now pressuring down in the Husky end, and it's got to please Coach Christofferson. They're getting some opportunities. She talked about it. We've got to get quality shots on net.
Well, you talk about an 8th grade goaltender in net for this Husky varsity team. Shot from the point is stopped up by Stumo. But their senior goaltender is currently the goaltender for the boys.
Yes, she is.
High school team. This one just dumped in. Buell will play it to the corner. Played ahead. Whitney Gregg attacking the line 1-on-2. Just chopping it in. Cardinals get most of the line changed up. Cedarberg overskated it a little bit. Now skates to center. Sidesteps a check. Gets it ahead to Holmes. Holmes bumped off it at the line by Lawrence, but the clear attempt won't get past. The shot by Butarik was tipped up over the glass and out of play. We'll have a stoppage with 1:06 left in the first.
Well, shots were at 6-4 in favor of Andover. Now in favor of the Cardinals, 9-6. They've been doing a good job of when they have some opportunities in that offensive end or the defensive end for Andover, their offensive end doing a good job of getting pressure on.
Huskies bringing some pressure off the face-up, broken up by Heidi Hanula. Hackett plays it back for Hanula. Under a minute remaining in the first. Stahlberger ahead for Hanula, trying to get it in. Played out, right back in. Cardinals have to tag up. Cedarberg looking ahead. Cross ice, pass a little bit behind Morgan Check. She's able to get it in deep. Gets it back behind the net, tried to walk out front. That shot deflected and broken up. Puck bouncing around, comes loose to the near side. Seedy tried to play it back out front. Butarik with it. Butarik out front. That was tipped up. She's able to glove it down and get it back to the point. And Nowacki plays it back behind. Check had a swipe at it. Brina Del Castillo for Coon Rapids now. Plays it out to center. Cedarberg tried to glove it down. Hackett trying to steal it from her behind the play. Whistle blows with 6 seconds remaining. And a face-off for offside.
A little bit of an opportunity for the Huskies down here in their last trip. But doing a good job defensively. The Cardinals just keeping that puck wide, not letting them get good looks in front of the net.
Well, and despite being a much smaller team, the Cardinals doing a really nice job so far of matching the Huskies' intensity in physical play, tying up on the faceoffs and really battling with them along the boards. We've seen a lot of that through this first period. We'll take a short break and we'll get a word from Coon Rapids head coach Jessica Christopherson right after this on CTN.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer.
Welcome back to Andover Ice Center. We've reached the first intermission. Coon Rapids leading Andover 1-0. We're joined now by Coon Rapids head coach Jessica Christopherson. And coach, you said before the game, if we're to be successful, we need our power play to pay off. It has in that first period. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was kind of sloppy all around by both teams. There wasn't a whole lot of flow to it. We're forcing passes and stuff like that, but we hung tough. We knew they were going to try to play us tough on the wall, which they have, and we just have to stop doing the little things, throwing the puck up the wall into coverage 3-4 times into the same play, little things like that. But it was nice to get that power play goal at the end of the period.
Coach, you talked about defensively and how strong you had to play. I thought you guys made a couple of nice plays defensively, specifically Alyssa Hansen. She had a couple of nice plays, and then coming back and getting that goal. Talk a little bit about how your defense is playing.
Yeah, Alyssa's a great athlete, and you can see that when she plays hockey. It's not just her skating stride and her shot. I mean, she's out there. Her body's always in the right spot. She's just has a perfect gap all the time. I mean, she really does a nice job playing the body against some physical opponents. But as a group, those kids are all back from last year. They do a great job with our system, and we're doing a nice job just breaking up passes and doing those little things. But we're still giving up too many high intensity scoring chances that we can't see. We're letting number 3 kind of have her way with us right now, which is one of the things we set out to do, was control her, and we're not doing that.
Yeah, I thought you did a pretty nice job matching their physicality. You talk about the play along the boards. What do you do to try and get this game turned back into your type of game, a little more open and speed game?
Yeah, it's a breakout. You know, we're, like I said, we're forcing pucks up the wall, and they do a really great job being aggressive, and their D slide down, their center comes over and helps out, and we're continuing to shove that puck into traffic, which leads to turnover. So we have to find a way to find our center in the middle, or our defensemen skate the puck, which they do just fine all the time. But, you know, we're getting gassed in our own defensive end, and then that leads to some lazy play or just having to dump the puck into the offensive zone instead of being able to set something up.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with first period stats and highlights right after this. You're watching live girls high school hockey on CTN.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Back at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Coon Rapids back at the Andover Ice Arena. Coon Rapids a 1-0 lead as we reach the break. And it was, as Coach Christopherson talked to, not a game with a lot of flow, not a lot of possession for either team through most of that first period. A lot of dump and chase, a lot of pucks being pinned up along the boards, a lot of scrums along the boards, and a lot of slapping. And I think both teams are going to come out here and try to possess the puck a little bit better in period number 2.
Yeah, and I think the Cardinals kind of want, as Coach Christopherson talked about, get a little bit more flow in their offense. But they have to be pleased with the fact that they're up 1-0. You know, they come back in the second period and continue to play their game, hopefully, and try and take some of that physicality away from Andover.
Well, she talked about the power play being the key to success in this contest, and it sure was. The original shot from Lily Hackett is deflected, goes right to Alyssa Hansen. And also, as Coach Christopherson talked about, Hansen just always in the right spot. She definitely was there, and she buries the opportunity she had an opportunity, she buried it, she puts her team on top, 1-0.
Yeah, and Andover, on the other hand, they're too. They want to get their offense going a little bit. Again, as we talk and look at the stats, 9 shots on goal for the Cardinals, 6 for Andover. In both teams, we'll talk to Coach Volga after the second period just to see what her thoughts are. But I think, on this outset, she sees keeping this game close is important for her after that first period.
Well, and I'm sure that the Huskies will be hungry to try and even the score. We'll take another break and be back with period number 2 from Andover Ice Arena right after this on CTN.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Oh, sweetheart. Gonna give you a hand?
No thanks, Dad. I got it.
Okay. I'm gonna go fix the lamp in your room.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
My dad's one of the producers. He's there tonight.
Bring this one.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. Let's catch them before it's too late. To start helping students in your community, visit boostup.org.
Get your ass up. You're not sitting here. Yes, I am. Move. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Husky fans keeping hope alive with their home team trailing 1-0 to crosstown rival Coon Rapids as we get ready to start the second period.
Yeah, obviously Andover wants to come in here and see if they can even the score quickly. They want to take some of that advantage away from Coon Rapids, and I think the Cardinals, on the other hand, they want to continue to try and supply some pressure, see if they can up that lead, get a goal here relatively in a quick period of time, and put even more pressure on the shoulders of the Huskies.
Well, the Huskies had a great scoring chance early in that first period. As you talked about and asked the question of the Coach Christofferson about Hansen's defensive play, that may have been, that was just as big a play as her goal later in the game.
Absolutely.
Because she had Czech coming in on a rebound, wide open net in front of her, and able to lift that stick and keep her from putting the Huskies in front first.
Now, sometimes the little things, just the little moves you make, and an opportunity to take chances away from your opponent, obviously paid off for Alyssa Hansen in that first period.
Cardinals able to win the draw. Whitney Gregg had to let that one get away from her a little bit. Milwaukee plays it off the near board all the way down to the Coon Rapids end. Icing waved off. Hanula will play it near side for Gregg. Tried to chip it back for Brandy Del Castillo. Gregg gets it back, stolen by Cedarburg, who circles and dumps it back in deep. Holmes trying to play it back out front, skips to the far boards. Holmes back up the boards. Ryan hard across ice, but Gregg was already cutting to the middle. Cedarburg controls just inside her own blue line, poked away by Ryan. Cardinals getting a line change with the puck deep in the Andover end. Cedarburg tried to play it up the boards, hit the official, got it right back. Cross ice for Milwaukee ahead. That didn't click. Hanula will send it to Del Castillo. Tipped into the zone, and a chase. Cedarburg plays it behind. Allie Stahlberger is there, and now Cedarburg fires it around the boards all the way down. That will be icing. And we'll have a face-off back in the Andover end, but Cedarburg had been out for a long shift and stuck in her own end, needed to get a change.
Yeah, just push the puck down the length of the ice, get a little pressure out of your end, be able to get some fresh skaters on. Another face-off to the left. The goaltender.
Face-off comes back to Lawrence. The shot misses wide. Handled on the far side by Seedy. Controls behind her own net. Plays it up the boards, but Hackett there to break it up for Coon Rapids. Pokes it back in behind. Stopped up by Tomberlin. Behind the net is Halverson. Plays it up the boards. Lawrence fell down on the play, but Hansen recovers at center ice. Plays it right back into the Andover end. Right back out all the way down. That will be another icing. And we'll have another face-off in the Andover end. 15-16 left in the second.
Well, the Cardinals have yet to generate a shot on goal, but they've come out here playing aggressively in this second period.
Del Castillo's shot is blocked. Back out into center ice. She'll track down into her own end and take it behind her own net, chased by Williams. Out ahead, that'll be an icing. We'll have a face-off back in the Coon Rapids there.
Yeah, a little bit too much on that pass. Hopped over her teammate's stick, I'm sorry. Went down the length of the ice.
Fish able to win the draw back into the corner. Brandy Del Castillo plays it up the near board for Whitney Gregg. Turns away from pressure, lost her skates. Taken away by Turpin. She's hassled by Bailey Ryan. Ryan had it momentarily. Turpin has it back. She's tied up now with Maddie Blomquist. Coming in was Peterson to jam it loose momentarily. Now comes free to Bailey Ryan. Cross-ice pass had nothing on it. Cedarburg walks to the slot, but knocked off her stick. Shot from a tough angle, and Buell will hold on for another face-up.
Now, Brandy Del Castillo got a little bit of a stick on that puck, eliminating the shot from right in front of the net for the Huskies.
Hackett trying to get it cross ice. Big collision. The puck comes out and back to the Andover end. Sailor off the near board. Sanula stops it up. Here it is for Hackett now. Hackett walking in, tried to play it out front. And it missed everybody. And now a battle along the far boards. Stahlberger kicks it. Sailor, cross ice pass was broken up. Cedarburg recovers. She's chased by Brina behind the net. Gets her head up. Cross ice off the near board. Stopped up by Hanula. In front of Mackenzie Peterson. Puck comes free now. Stahlberger turns it around. Sailor trying to get it into the Coon Rapids end. Hanula will send it right back out. Far side for Hackett. Cross to Brina. Brina walking in. Will take the shot. Blocker save by Stumo. Cedarburg chips it around the boards and out. Lawrence fanned on the attempt to put it back in. And now Cedarburg gets it in deep, and she'll get off and get a line change. Hansen back to the near side. Lawrence. Pass a little too far ahead of Stahlberger. Milwaukee will turn it right back in. Stopped up behind by Buell. Hansen runs into a little bit of traffic. Tied up behind the net. Got some help from Jessica Lawrence. It'll keep Seedy from centering the puck. Tied up in the corner now. Coming free with it and trying to walk out front was Grace Halverson, but lost the handle as she got to the front of the net. Seedy had her stick lifted by Lawrence. Puck goes back into the corner. Katarik trying to get around Stahlberger. Failed attempt to clear. Played back in. Deflected wide. Batarik can't get it past Hansen. She can't clear. Kept in at the line by Milwaukee. Cardinals finally able to get it out to center ice. This is what Coach Christofferson was talking about. Her team getting gassed in their own defensive end. That was a shot, but it won't count as it had been played with the high stick at center ice. As Hansen was just trying to ice this puck.
Offensively, you know, it's similar to the way this first period started. Not a lot of shots on net. Cardinals yet to get one here in period number 2. Just 2 for the Huskies. But Andover doing a good job of controlling it so far down in the Cardinal end. Just not getting quality shots on net.
A lot of Coon Rapids players just falling down. Puck comes free back to the end. Ryan will be tripped up. And guess who's going back to the box for Andover? Cedarburg had no other real option but to lay out and trip up Bailey Ryan as that puck was free. Cardinals playing it out front. A backhand, a rebound chance comes loose. And Andover finally touching up. Cedarburg will go for the trip. And the Cardinals go back on the power play.
Well, you saw what happened the last time Coon Rapids went on the power play. They were able to convert. And Coach Christofferson, one of the first things you asked her was the fact that they needed to do a better job, and they did in that first period. Let's see what they can do here on their second attempt.
Cardinals able to win the draw. Back to the point for Hanula. She'll walk to center. A shot through traffic. Save made. Rebound. Jammed at, but Brina couldn't puck it home. Hansen. Cross for Hanula. Back to Hansen. Walking in. Winds, fires, and this time Stumo will hold on for the faceoff. Stahlberger dumped to the ice, but there will be no additional call.
Del Castillo had a great opportunity. She just couldn't get the puck on her stick. That was right before that. And there you see the shot on net by Hansen.
Castillo locks up on the faceoff. Hackett bumped Del Castillo rather bumped off it. Hackett gets it back to Anula at the point. Circles, now shoots through traffic. Deflected shot and a glove save by Stumo.
Now Cardinals able to get a little bit of pressure here down in the Husky end. See 11:01 on the clock. A little pressure with their power play. Again, Anula getting a shot on net. Covered up.
Again, they tie up on the draw. Brina in to try and break it up. Anula knocks it down at the blue line. Pass handcuffed Hansen a little bit. Butarik able to get a hold of it and play it all the way down. Anula sets up behind her own net. Avoids the pressure. Gets it to Hansen. Cross ice now for Stahlberger. Brina will leave it for Stahlberger. Sets up on the boards. Not a lot on that and from a tough angle. And Stumo will easily cover it up.
Yeah, again, Stumo just doing the smart thing, is making sure she covers that puck up here on the power play. 1:03 left in the skater advantage for Coon Rapids. 10:33 left in the second period.
Off the draw, Anula walking in. Her shot deflected, went wide to the corner. Hackett recovers. Back out to Anula at the point. Again, she'll walk in to Hansen near side. A shot and goal! Her second of the game, both on the power play, and the Cardinals have a 2-0 lead.
That was pretty carbon copy of that first goal. Hansen doing a good job of stepping up and then just firing it into the corner of the net. Again, good movement with the puck, Joe, and a nice job finding Alyssa Hansen, and then she steps up, defender not there to give her any trouble, and she puts it in that top corner, far corner of the net. And the Cardinals,
a shorter goaltender, she goes down, commits to the low shot early, and Hansen shelves it. Her second of the game. Cardinals right back on the attack off the draw. Ryan bumped off the puck, but gets it in deep. Greg pinched to the boards by Saylor. Ryan in there battling for it as well. Ryan will come away with it. Ryan shot is blocked and a race for it out to center ice. Lawrence will get there first and swat it away. Now played in to the zone. Lawrence stands up, able to stop the puck, and now Andover able to play it in behind. Played up near side. A shot from the point, easy save for Buell in the glove. She saw that one all the way.
Now Cardinals have to be happy here coming into the second period on the road, now up 2-0. Squarely putting the pressure on the Huskies.
Lawrence pokes it free behind the net, then able to move it near side for Hackett, ahead for Stahlberger. Marina into the zone. Del Castillo trying to drop it off. Stahlberger had to recover, just plays it in deep. Del Castillo circles, looking for help. Trying to play it out front. Stahlberger a chance, and Stumo makes the save. The Huskies, no question, they're going to they are going to defend their 8th grade keeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's getting a little testy around the net.
Quick shot in on Stumo.
Off the draw, Brina had nothing on that backhand. Huskies turn it around. Peterson's pass picked off by Stahlberger, played back in. Halverson able to chop it back out to center. Anula chops at it, took away a Husky stick, but not able to get the puck. Cardinals get it back in, and here comes Halverson again, playing it out to center. Michelle Holmes walking in. Shot, not a great angle, not a lot on it. And a pretty easy save in the breadbasket for Brittany Buell.
Yeah, Buell just doing the smart thing again, just covering up that puck, forcing that face off to her left.
Fish able to win the draw to the corner again. Blomquist plays it around near side. Whitney Gregg on the midboard. Lost the handle. Holmes has it for Andover. Circling away from Blomquist. Blomquist trying to kick it. Now she's pressured and pinched to the boards by Sydney Portner. Hansen back behind. Fish battling there with Holmes. Portner comes out of the corner. A shot hits traffic. Sitting there in the slot. Now goes wide. Portner recovers, trying to wrap around. Puck comes free to the slot. Cardinals able to play it to the near board. Gregg overskates it a little bit. Able to recover now. Gregg can't get it out past Peterson. The Cardinals finally able to get it to center all the way down, and that will be icing. 8:04 remaining here in the second.
Shots on goal are even at 14 apiece with 8:04 remaining in the second. That freshman goaltender for the Huskies, Stumo, is getting a fair amount of work. I'm sorry, yeah, 8th grader, correct.
Shot through traffic. And
it's even more impressive.
Almost tipped by Tessa Williams, but couldn't quite get a stick to it. Turpin around the corner out front, is shot up over the net. Battle for it in the corner. Turpin pinned to the boards by Hanula. Stahlberger in there to help as well for Coon Rapids. We're going to have a penalty coming up, and it is going to go against the Cardinals. So first opportunity of the game for Andover to have their power play on the ice.
Yeah, this will be, and it's a big power play, I think, for the Huskies, because they want to be able to try and cut this lead in half, as the Cardinals will get their first penalty of the game.
Jessica Lawrence.
Yep.
Mackenzie Cedarberg just figured it was her turn again.
Yeah,
she went and sat down like, oh, gosh, darn it.
I did it again.
No, it's on the other team this time.
Yeah, she quickly came out of the box.
Like, what? I don't have to sit in there this time? Good movement by the Huskies. That shot just misses wide for Bruce. Trying to get to her back door again. That's Sydney Portner on the back door, excuse me. Hackett able to battle and get control at center ice. But now taken away by Butarik. Knocked off her stick, and Ryan will play it off the glass out to center ice. Cedarberg back to her own blue line. Ahead for Turpin. For Portner. She lost the handle. Ryan will play it in deep.
Well, Bailey Ryan doing a nice job of just staying with that puck and not allowing Andover to break out of their zone. And then just pushing it back into the Husky end.
Oh, and another missed pass. Holmes recovers. Skates to the blue line into the zone. Stops up, pressured by Stahlberger, who fell down, and Holmes falls down with her. Portner there to help out. Hanola breaks it up. Can't get it past Cedarberg, and now does, and all the way down. Off the boards for Holmes. Holmes turning up ice. Dropping it off, but Del Castillo there to challenge Cedarberg. Cedarberg turns and shoots. And a relatively easy save for Buell. Hansen can't get it through the body of Grace Halverson. Tied up along the end boards now with Holmes. Hanula pokes it free. Holmes and Hanula now will tie up. Butarik will come up with it. Out to the point, now gets it back off of her own skate, back out to the point. Taberlin is shot. Glove save as the penalty expires. So 2 shots on the power play for Andover, both from the point and both clearly seen all the way by Brittany Buell. And they still trail 2-0 with 5:18 to play in the second.
Oh, nice job of the Cardinals penalty kill unit to fight that one off.
Well, yeah, they didn't have a shot on goal in the first half of that power play. Here's an opportunity, 2-on-1. Whitney Gregg racing down the near boards. Trying to get it out front a little in a little too tight, and Stumo pokes it away. Playing out to the point. Brandy shot through traffic in the glove save by Stumo.
Good job by the Cardinals to try and get a break there, as you mentioned, just a little bit too much on that pass. Well, these Cardinals had a 2-on-1, maybe 2-1.5 break.
2-on-1.5.
Well, there was a defender just coming into the picture, so she got a little bit of action there, but it's a half a skater.
If you're behind the play, you don't count.
It's a half a skater.
No. Sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Well, it's okay. You're entitled to your wrong
new,
opinion.
Right?
It's a newfangled opinion.
When Shapiro's inventing hockey vernacular.
Hey. Just keeping it real, baby.
Maddie Protas, first opportunity to get some PT for the Cardinals. Blomquist stops up that pass. Battling for it at center ice. Seedy able to get the handle on it, dump it in on the backhand. Lawrence overskated a little bit, now plays it around to the far side. Protas waits a little too deep, and it's taken away by Peterson. Protas bumped off it. Peterson trying to play it back to Cedarberg at the line, but broken up by Hackett. Cedarberg waits for a team to clear, and now skates into the corner, bumped down by Allie Stahlberger, and Stahlberger is going to get a penalty for the body check. This one's going all the way down. If that finds the net, that's a goal. Oh boy! That was almost Andover scoring on themselves after Stumo had gone to the bench. And that didn't miss by more than a couple of inches.
It didn't.
Cardinals finally able to touch it up, and that will be the penalty. They're going to call it a trip on Stahlberger. Although
we'll see it again. And
Stahlberger's
that's not a trip.
It's definitely not a trip, and
no.
That's ticky-tack at best.
Well, the Cardinals will be tested again on their penalty kill unit. Didn't get a lot of time in between.
Exactly
penalties.
4 minutes expired between the start of one and the start of the next, and that power play didn't last long.
Nope.
Sidney Portner going to the box for an interference call, and it'll be 4-on-4.
Yeah, about 9 seconds that power play lasted.
That can't make Coach Volk very happy.
No.
So 4-on-4, a lot of open ice. Hansen shoots through traffic. That hit Cedarberg out front. Recovered behind the net by Brina. Lost the handle. Comes free to Cedarberg. Brina and Cedarberg battling for it. Cedarberg will return behind her own net. Waiting for the pressure, and now it comes from Brina. Pressured still. Brina continues to force the action. Dropped again for Cedarberg. Ryan will pressure her a little bit. And now played up the boards, and an opportunity for Morgan Check down the right wing. Anula able to skate up, take the puck away, play it up the near side. Chips it ahead. Stahlberger trying to center. Or Del Castillo, rather. Stahlberger's in the box.
That would be a heck of a move if she was able to center from the box.
It would be. Lawrence's centering attempt was broken up. Played out to center by Cedarberg. Anula off the near boards, and that's going to be icing. Little too much on that. Trying a little indirect pass for Whitney Gregg along the near side.
Now 2:10 remaining. 58 seconds in the one power play, 49 in the other. The Cardinals.
Played behind for Lawrence, ahead for Hackett. Hackett trying to get around the corner, pinched off nicely by Haley Tomberlin. Tomberlin gets it back into the Coon Rapids end, recovered there by Maddie Blomquist. Blomquist behind her own net. Side for Gregg. Her pass deflected. Lawrence chops it back out to center. Nice job by Halverson to wait for the zone to clear, so it wasn't offside. That one's going to be icing.
Yep. Stops the clock with 1:29 left in period number 2.
Well, as we talked about, Coon Rapids a 4-2 win the first time these two teams met. They had a 3-1 lead, but they actually were trailing 1-0 in the first period.
Yep.
Came back to take a 2-1 lead after the first, a 3-1 lead after the second. And we're up 4-1 in the third before Andover scored a late power play goal. And just as she comes out, Stahlberger sprung on a breakaway. Backhand, huge save by Stumo.
Boy, that was a big save by Stumo to come out on that breakaway.
Stumo, a save, a rebound chance, another save. An opportunity for Morgan Check going back the other way. Hansen had her angled nicely, and Check shot well off the mark. Stahlberger. Bump to the ice, but no call. Cedarburg again pressured by Brina Del Castillo, and now Bailey Ryan. This one played out. Hanula walking in, her shot hit the shin pad of Batarik and went wide, or Nowaki rather. Now Michelle Holmes racing the other way. About 20 seconds left in the period. Holmes out front. That pass broken up and ends up in the corner. Holmes behind the net trying to center. Broken up by Hanula. Hackett. Under 10 seconds remaining. Will take a long shot in. Stumo the save to the far side. And that should do it for period number 2. The Cardinals going to the locker room up 2-0. We'll have an opportunity, hopefully, to talk to Andover head coach Melissa Volk, get her reaction after 2 periods of play. That's coming up next on CTN.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
When you watch CTN News, you'll notice we're different. It's about the people, the places, the stories that affect your life.
We're local. We focus on the local communities, the local issues, and the local stories.
They're the stories that impact you, the stories you won't find anywhere else.
It's the people, the places, and the events that make CTN so interesting.
It's about connecting you to your community, one story at a time.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Back at Andover Ice Arena, Coon Rapids leading the Huskies 2-0. We're joined now by Andover head coach Melissa Volk and Coach, through 2 periods of play, kind of what you expected, or are you looking for something different?
I'm definitely looking for something different. You know, obviously we got to stay out of the box. First period we came out real flat, only had a handful of kids ready to play, but second period I was a little bit happier with, but obviously we're down 2 goals, so hopefully we can bring it here for this 3rd period.
Coach, what do you think some of the keys are for coming into this 3rd period? What are the things you need to do to get on the board?
We got to get our feet moving right away, be on the puck and bring the puck to the net.
Now, obviously, you're a very physical team, and it has been a pretty physical game. What do you do in order to find a little bit? You've had a lot of time in the offensive end, but not a lot of opportunities. What do you do to get it off the board and create those scoring chances?
Our kids just got to get some guts and get off the wall with the puck and bring it to the net.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. I'll let you get back to your kids. Good luck in the 3rd period.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with 2nd period stats and highlights after this. You're watching live girls high school hockey on CTN.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. I'll teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
And we're out. You got plans?
You bet.
50 million Americans struggle with hunger, but we can do something about it.
Excuse me. What's going on? Dinner.
Please join me in helping put food on their tables. Together, we can feed America.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna get the plates.
Plates?
Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Kids will spend 57 minutes making me go splat.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
At Andover Ice Arena, Coon Rapids a 2-0 lead now after 2 periods. Both goals coming on the power play and both from Alyssa Hansen.
Yeah, I mean, it could have worked out better for Coon Rapids. They talked about needing to be at a better effort. They knew they were going to be where the Huskies going to be aggressive. They had an opportunity to go to the box. They did it twice. They took advantage of it twice. So now Andover's got to come out here in period number 3 and really step it up.
Yeah, and you heard Coach Volk talking about it. A little disappointed in her team's skating and their guts, as she said, not getting off the wall, taking that puck out front to those high scoring spots. But give Coon Rapids defense some credit. They have done a nice job of really clogging the middle, making it hard for them, knocking that puck away, and making it difficult for Andover once they get to those scoring spots to really get any good quality chances against their goalkeeper, Brittany Buell. But again, it was the power play, and it paid off. Cardinals moving the puck around the perimeter. Same 2 girls are going to get the assist, too, and a great shot by the sharpshooter, Alyssa Hansen. Short side, top shelf, just over the glove of Cassidy Stumo. Hansen's second goal of the game puts her team on top by 2.
And the Cardinals able to have been out shooting Andover by a margin of 19-15.
The only disappointment on their power play, we may bring their power play good luck. The last game we did, they were 4 for 4 on the power play. The only reason they're not perfect on the power play is because their third power play was only 9 seconds long, and they still had a breakaway opportunity on that 9-second power play. But Stumo came up with a pretty good save on Ali Stahlberger, who came out of the box and had that puck right on her stick, and it raced in on net.
So you're saying we should be doing every one of their games from here on out?
I did not say that. I'm just saying that perhaps we are a bit of good luck for the Coon Rapids power play, because in the time that we have, in the last couple of games, they are now 6 of 7. The younger Del Castillo's all waving hello to Daddy, who is taking a coaching job out east and watching CTN Studios online.
Gotta like that.
When you watch CTN News, you'll notice we're different. It's about the people, the places, the stories that affect your life.
We're local. We focus on the local communities, the local issues, and the local stories.
They're the stories that impact you, the stories you won't find anywhere else.
It's the people, the places, and the events that make CTN so interesting.
It's about connecting you to your community, one story at a time.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
back at Andover Ice Center. 17 minutes remaining in this one. Coon Rapids holding that 2-0 lead. 5-on-5 hockey. It's even 0-0. The 2 power plays for Coon Rapids have paid off.
Oh, I think
both in just over a minute's time.
I think the key for the Cardinals here in this third period is just to continue that defensive intensity they played with. And you talked about doing a good job of getting the puck out of the middle and limiting Andover to what they wanted to do on their offensive opportunities. But I think defensively, the Cardinals just continue to play strong, and if they can get another goal and develop the lead into
Andover,
larger than 2.
You're talking about an Andover team again that it only has 1 senior on the roster.
Very young.
Very young. This is a team that last year was very strong. They were consolation champions in the state tournament.
Yep.
And they lost a lot of firepower from that team, and now rebuilding with a young team, but they're still doing well. As we talked about, 5 out of the last 6 have been W's, including wins over Anoka and Champlain Park. Shot from a short angle, a relatively easy save for Buell to just push that one even wider. Brandy Del Castillo locking up there with Nicole Seedy and coming away with the puck. Ahead for Gregg. Knocked off her stick, but right to Bailey Ryan. Ryan trying to get around the corner on Milwaukee. Forces it out, but most of her teammates on a line change.
Yeah, she was the only one. She was the only one there in the Andover end.
She gets off, allows the Cardinals to finish their line change. Andover dumps it in deep and does the same. Blomquist down to the near corner. That puck picked off by Williams. Backhand centering attempt by Turpin hit the side of the cage. Stahlberger plays it back behind. So one gloved down out front by Turpin and then shot just wide. Hackett on the far boards. Ahead for Stahlberger. Stahlberger has it knocked off her stick right to Cedarberg. Her pass attempt deflected and broken up. Blomquist across for Hanula. Hanula will skate to center. Sidesteps a poke check into the zone. Around Cedarberg. Cedarberg able to knock the puck free. And the Huskies send it the distance. That'll be icing. And we'll have a face-off in the Husky end. 15-13 remaining in the third.
I think the important thing for Andover is really try and come out and score early in this third period, because they want to get a little momentum back on their side. The longer they remain scoreless, the more it gives Coon Rapids the ability to play tough defense.
Kind of an interesting matchup that we have here tonight, because there was a story in the newspaper recently. It's something like 140, 150 girls hockey programs in the state of Minnesota, but there's only somewhere like 26 or 27, I think it said, that have female head coaches. And we have 2 of them here tonight.
We do.
And another interesting fun fact is that the Andover coaches, a husband and wife team. Melissa's husband, Luke Volk, is a former assistant for the Coon Rapids boys team under Molesky. Here's an opportunity for Bailey Ryan with some open ice skating in. A shot and it misses wide.
Oh, she had a great shot, good opportunity there, and just couldn't get a good shot on goal.
And Nula steps up. It's around the defense. Walks in, tried to find Hackett at the back door and put a little too much on it. Hansen from the point, and Stumo able to put it in the glove.
Yeah, Cardinals starting to get a little bit of pressure now again in the Andover end. Now you can see the breakaway, and didn't get the shot that she wanted on it, pushed it wide.
Well, she tried to take Stumo one way and then put it back to the near side. A little too much angle on it. Hansen steps up to break up the breakout attempt. Battle along the end boards. Hackett driving Cedarberg into the boards. This one played ahead, gets away from Holmes. Hansen will turn it around for Coon Rapids. Stepping up his partner into the slot, a shot, and that was partially deflected and just poked to the corner by Buell. Cardinals able to play it out to center and into the Andover end. Turnaround attempt and a turnover. Hackett walks out front and puts that one right into the midsection of Cassidy Stumo.
Hackett with a nice look as she's able to clear the puck, and there was not a defender to give her any trouble. And shot on goal and quick line change for both squads. Cardinals are shooting the Huskies 21-16.
CD behind her own net. Challenged by Fish, gets by, then poked away by Ryan. Ryan recovers in the corner. Centering attempt broken up by CD. Milwaukee there. Taken down by Greg, but no call. Puck still free behind the net. Poked at. Greg has it. She's bumped to the ice. No call. Finally played out to center, and here's Butarik with a 2-on-1. Pass broken up nicely by Heidi Hanula. Hanula races to center and then bumped off of it. Huskies able to turn it around quickly and played right back out to center, though, by Brandy Del Castillo. Cedarburg at her own blue line. Pass picked off by Hackett again. Hackett trying to get around Cedarburg. Now trying to center, a little backhand chance for Brina, but didn't have anything on it. Blomquist can't keep it in at the blue line. Now plays it across for Hackett. Hackett stops up, trying to send it in for Stahlberger, and it hit his skate. And Stahlberger bumped to the ice after the whistle.
Boy,
and hit her head pretty hard.
Yeah, and she's taken a number of hits here, and nothing called there.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Coon Rapids coaching staff and the refs are going to discuss this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, I understand protecting your goalkeeper and standing and
play
making
was over.
Sure. Yeah, and she wasn't making any. There it is. They are going to, after discussion, they are going to give Cedarburg another penalty.
And they should.
Yeah, absolutely. Stahlberger was making no motion to get to Stumo and was not threatening in any way. Clearly after the whistle.
Well, see,
I mean, you can step up, stand in between the player and your goalkeeper and make sure that they can't get to your goalkeeper, but you can't go after him like that. So Cardinals back on the power play. Every time that she's had a seat in the box, she's seen her team get scored on. There's a shot from the point. And the save made by Stumo. Well, and it's good to see that the refs got together, talked about it a little bit, and then made what I think, at least, was the right call.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. And again, like you said, the play was pretty much over. There was no reason for Cedarburg to lay that hit on her.
Brandy Del Castillo, a shot, a rebound chance that deflected. It wasn't really a rebound, but the shot ended up just going wide. Blomquist walking in, leaves it off for Greg. Back out, Del Castillo. Moves it to Blomquist. Off of the tip, Blomquist trying to shoot through a little bit of traffic, and it's cleared out by Sydney Portner. Brandy will get there, pressured by Holmes as she takes it behind her own net. Set ahead for Ryan. Hackett will recover the loose puck. Coon Rapids trying to get the rest of their top power play unit out there as they were on the ice when the penalty was called. Hackett cruising around the circle to Hansen. A shot. Rebound comes way out. Hackett recovers out to Hanula. She steps in. That shot deflected off a couple of Andover players. Brina has a slash at it. Out to the point for Hansen. Down low, out to the point for Hanula. Looking to go backdoor for Stahlberger, or for Fish rather. Out to the point, Hansen. Now Brina Hansen is shot, a rebound chance. Puck still loose. Stumo finally able to get on top of it.
A lot of action for Stumo here, especially in this last part of the power play. 27 shots on goal now for the Cardinals. They are putting pressure on the net. Just 24 seconds remaining in the power play.
Tied up along that end boards. Brina finally able to kick it free to Emily Fish. Fish out to the point. Hansen is shot through traffic. Stumo the save. scrambles and covers it up. Yeah, and Emily Fish out there centering this top power play line. It would normally be Allie Stahlberger. And hopefully she's not hurt too bad.
Yeah.
She did hit her head relatively hard on the hit that drew the penalty for Mackenzie Cedarburg. But the penalty now over, and Coach Volk has to be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief that power play didn't cash in again. There's Stahlberger back on the ice.
Yep.
She's okay. Racing up the far side, Mackenzie Peterson forced wide by Hanula, plays it into the corner. Hanula able to lift her stick, leave it behind for Blomqvist. Blomqvist ahead, Hackett for Stahlberger. Skipped away from her a little bit. And out at center ice, the Huskies recover. Cedarburg, long pass for Holmes. Hanula there to break it up. Del Castillo will just send it in deep. Cardinals completing a line change as Whitney Gregg gets into pressure. Right there with Nicole Seedy. Gets some help now from Stahlberger coming in to take the puck. Plays it out front, and that was tipped away by Stumo. A shot for the point, a rebound! And that one went through the crease, but couldn't get between the pipes.
A good chance for the Cardinals here.
Stahlberger had 6 foot by 4 foot to shoot at, and she sent it right across the goal mouth. Another one coming loose. Huskies have been trying to spring that floater all game long, and Cardinals doing a great job of hustling and back checking to keep that from happening. And what a great job right there by Whitney Gregg to come in behind Cedarstrom and or Cedarburg rather, and just lift her stick as she was ready to fire the cannon.
Yeah, she had no clue that she was there, and a great defensive play.
Brandy Del Castillo dumping it into the zone. We're midway through this second period. Coon Rapids still leading Andover 2-0. Played across. Hansen steps up and keeps it in the zone. And she's going to get the penalty for getting her hands up. And that's the right call.
It is the right call.
So Andover, an opportunity on the power play.
We'll see it again. Watch the hands come up. Yeah, and that's going to be called every time. So now a good big opportunity for the Huskies, because with 8:25 remaining, they need to get on the board. And on the power play opportunity here for Andover.
Played back to the point for Tomberlin across. Shot attempt is blocked. Hanula had a stick on it. Turpin able to recover, had her pocket picked by Lily Hackett, and Hackett will race to center. 2-on-2, cuts across, 2-on-1 to Brandy. Or Brina tried to get it back to her, and Hackett couldn't get her stick on it, had an open net.
Yeah, had she been able to complete that, that would have been a pretty goal.
And may have been the straw.
Yeah, exactly.
That sealed the deal. Another pocket picking. This time it's Brina playing the thief role.
Yeah,
and she plays it all the way down.
Smartly getting a line change, able to get the puck down the length of the ice.
Well, and those two just got a round of applause from assistant coach Matt Mossy as they return to the bench. That's how you kill a penalty.
Yeah.
Put some pressure on. Butarik up to the top. Cedarburg winds and fires, and that's about 15 feet wide. That's not going to get it out. But Ryan able to get a hold of it and play it out to center. Cedarburg cross ice. That one's taken away. Into the zone comes Portner. Able to get through a little bit of traffic, and the puck ends up in the near corner. Hanula fires it around far side. Ryan stops it up, lost an edge, and couldn't clear the puck. Butarik plays it back down low to Holmes. Gets it back. Butarik up to Cedarburg. A shot. Rebound and a goal for Michelle Holmes, and we're down to a one-goal game.
Yeah, Michelle Holmes right there on the doorstep to get the rebound. A nice shot from Cedarburg to start that play. Not much Buell could do other than make the pad save. There's Holmes right there to poke it home, and the lead's cut in half. Big goal for the Huskies, Joe.
Huge. You talk about it, a 2-0 game. That next goal is giant. It's either going to mean the game is well in hand or this game is just getting started.
Goal number 13 for Michelle Holmes. She is the leading scorer for this Husky squad. Has 28 points now on the season.
Hackett across for Hansen. Hansen trying to get it down low to Brina, or to Fish rather. Kept in again by Hansen. Chopped out by Butarik. Butarik able to race for it and get to it. Good back check by Brina, able to break it up. Carries behind, now taken away by Seedy. Seedy tied up. Brina comes away with it, gets it ahead for Hackett. Hackett has it taken by Halverson. Halverson runs over Brina, much in the same way that Hansen did and got called for, but no call this time. Williams races in, but fans. Williams went hard into the boards head first, and she is slow to get up along that end board. Ref keeping a close eye on her. Puck comes down to her.
Not sure what they called, Joe.
Well, they called it icing.
Yeah. How was it icing?
I'm not quite sure, but all right. Yeah, okay. Hanula's shot misses high and wide. Cedarberg picks it up behind her own net. That pass doesn't quite click, but gets through to Holmes. And now here's Portner into the zone, and Holmes was in a step early. 5:18 left.
You know, Cardinals really, talking to Coach Christopherson, that said that they have owned the third period against most opponents, really all but I think Wayzata. And so they're looking to here to play a tough third period now with that 1-goal lead rather than the 2.
Battle along the near boards. Bailey Ryan able to force it into the Andover end. Cedarberg there plays it ahead for Portner. Portner chips it off the boards. Stahlberger back into her own end to recover. Chased by Holmes behind the net. Gets it ahead for Gregg and gets it right back. And then stood up at the blue line, and that's going to be another penalty for the home team.
Boy, she's taken a number of hard hits, as Allie Stahlberger.
Well, Coon Rapids definitely not going to complain about this one, but I am.
Are you questioning?
I'm not complaining.
No, are you questioning?
That wasn't a penalty. I would be if I was sitting on the home team's bench, for certain.
Let's take another look at it.
Unless she sticks her leg out, she's going to play the puck.
Yeah, it looked like it.
That is not a penalty. She had every right to that puck, but it's the way the ref saw it, trying to cut down on the physicality before someone gets hurt, and that is respectable. Out to the point for Hanula. Hanula shot through traffic. Stumo able to make the save. Hackett, top of the circles, will take the shot. That hit a skate and went wide. Quite a battle there, and finally the whistle is going to blow as bodies were on top of it. That was Jessica Nowacki covering it up, but hey, takes time off of that power play.
Absolutely.
4:14 remaining. Unfortunately for the Huskies, who have cut it to a 1-goal deficit, it also takes time off of their clock to get this one tied. Holmes nearly sprung on that one, but Hanula able to poke it away. Comes back to her. Holmes in the zone. Across to Portner, chopped off her stick, and here's Brina at center ice. Del Castillo into the zone. She'll take the shot. Stumo will make the save and hold on for another faceoff.
Now Cardinals are going to get a line change, and Del Castillo is going to put that one on net. As Stumo easily covering it, or easily grabbing it.
Whitney Gregg on the midboards. Down low to Ryan. Gets it right back. Down low to Ryan again. Up top to Brandy. Across to Blomquist. It skips off her stick. to Protis, back. And now up top, Brandy. Her shot is blocked, and here's an opportunity. Portner on the race. A shorthanded breakaway. She scores! And this game's all tied up with 3:23 remaining.
Wow. You talk about a nice break, and the Huskies got it there, able to tie it up at 2. Does a good job of winning the race to the puck. And then buries it top shelf, far side.
We have yet to see a goal in this game, 5-on-5. 3 power play goals, and now a shorty for Sydney Portner. Came out, blocked the shot. Off to the races, beats Brittany Buell. We're tied at 2-2. 20 left on the power play for the Cardinals. Blomquist through center into the zone. Lost the handle, but keeps it from being cleared. The shot in, the rebound still loose. Stumo trying to get it, and now finally able to cover it up.
Cardinals, that's their 32nd shot on net.
Well, they've had 9 shots on their 2 power plays in this second period, or third period. But they're 0 for 2 on those power plays, and they have given up a shorthanded goal. Here's a chance, a rebound out front. Hackett gets back to it. On her backhand, she'll circle back to her forehand. Cross for Hansen. Hansen is shot. That's deflected. Recovered by Cedarburg. Goes off the glass. Hansen blocks it up. Comes out to center. Hackett skates through a stick check. Into the zone. Played back along the board. Stahlberger has it. Down low, Hackett will leave it for Stahlberger. Stahlberger tried to force it out front. Hackett will recover. Hackett turns, shoots, that misses wide. Hansen will stop it up in front of Butarik on the far side. Stahlberger ends up on the ice. Butarik chops it out to center. Hanula recovers, trying to stay away from Portner. Takes it deep into the corner. Cedarburg slides, a centering attempt, but Brina was tied up. Portner had it poked away from her by Gregg. Puck played back out to center. Portner chops at it. And here's Portner with it, skating to the slot, disrupted by Brina. And here's Morgan Check now. Check trying to get to the slot, lost an edge. Poked to center by Emily Fish. We're down under 90 seconds, and we'll have an offside faceoff just outside the Andover zone.
Boy, the Cardinals, who I pretty much have outplayed the Huskies in this contest. Huskies have to feel pretty good coming back and tying it up.
Holmes got it out. Blomquist chops it back in. And now back out to Portner. Swept off her stick by Hackett. Under a minute remaining in regulation. Hackett spins away from Holmes. Plays it back behind for Brandy Del Castillo. Tried to play it back behind, and it's broken up. A pass out front was fortunately deflected. And here's Bailey Ryan going the other way. One-on-one on Cedarburg. Cedarburg able to poke it off her stick. Cedarburg runs over Hackett into the zone. A shot with a lot of mustard on it, but it went high and wide. Under 30 seconds, Cedarburg is shot, and Hackett blocked it, and she's hurt. That one gloved down out front by Alyssa Hansen. Shot through traffic, and Buell holds on for the faceoff. 15.9 remaining. And Lily Hackett blocked that shot right in front of her own bench and then just got up and crawled over the bench. She is hunched down on the bench, and hopefully it's going to be okay. I mean,
yeah, she took that.
Cedarburg's got some power, and she took it point blank. Here's a chance at a goal right off the faceoff by Morgan Check, and Andover is taking the lead with 12.5 remaining.
Wow. Give Andover credit. They came back down 2-0 coming into the third period and really, the Cardinals started out in that third period and outplayed them, but Andover did a nice job of evening it up, and then that goal right there by Cedarburg to give the Huskies the 3-2 lead.
Right off the
Nope,
draw,
that
Morgan
wasn't Cedarburg.
Check.
That was Morgan Check.
High on the short side,
Yep.
beating Brittany Buell. And just like that, after coming into this period up 2-0, the Cardinals looking at a 3-2 deficit with 12.5 seconds remaining.
In another game where the Cardinals outshoot their opponent, and you know, this is a possibility with unless something happens in a very short period of time, they're going to drop the game.
I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with that.
With what?
With the shot totals. I'm pretty sure Andover has more than 4 shots in this period.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They've scored 3 times.
Yeah, they've scored 3 of those.
Pretty sure they have more.
You would think the home scorekeeper
Not
would
necessarily.
be able to.
I would say I would never assume that.
No.
After close to 18 years of doing this. Actually, I think they're more likely to miss the home team shots because they're too busy watching and they get excited. Which, who can blame them? Cardinals with the empty net, but no opportunity to really possess the puck, and I'm not quite sure why Stumo played that one, because that would have been icing, but it does allow the final second to tick away, and Andover steals one away from Coon Rapids with a 3-goal third period.
Yeah, they really did steal this game from the Cardinals, because the Cardinals really outplayed it from the jump, but
not after once Andover scored.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. All they needed.
Once they scored their first, it was clearly their game.
Yeah.
They took the momentum from that point. They scored to cut the lead to 2-1 with 6:45 remaining in the contest, and then they get a shorthanded goal with about 3.5 left. And then for Coon Rapids to give up that faceoff and the quick goal under 15 seconds remaining, that's a tough way to lose. A
very tough way to lose. And, you know, Coach Christopherson was a little apprehensive coming to this game because of the physical style of play by the Huskies. But, you know, she's got to be pretty proud of her team, though, certainly the way they played through 2 periods. But you are correct. Once the Huskies got that first goal, you could see the momentum swinging to the Andover side, and they didn't let up. And give to their credit, able to get that late goal before it had a chance to go into an extra period, and they're going to walk away with the win, their 10th win of the season.
Yeah, they're sixth out of their last 7.
Yep.
Alyssa Hansen, a great game,
Yep.
had 2 goals, both on the power play, gave her team that 2-0 lead, but the Cardinals just couldn't get the job done in the third and couldn't finish, and they are going to lose this one 3-2. We're going to be at the pool.
We are.
On Thursday, a little swimming and diving. The Cardinals host the Park Center Pirates. And then we're going to see that same 2 programs in girls basketball next Tuesday. And then a little wrestling on Friday the 23rd, and you will be there.
I will be there. Unfortunately, you will not, but you will be at your son's tournament, I believe.
I will be in Silver Bay. I will.
Yeah.
Indeed.
We'll miss you.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will. I will. Maybe nobody else will, but I will.
Well, I appreciate that. That's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from Andover Ice Arena. It's the Huskies 3, the Cardinals 2. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young. This has been a Mike Burlingame production. Good night.